Shine Edgar, could you please give us a brief about yourself as you're sitting here in the middle of Towards Eden Festival?
Well, coming from Australia and you know, I wanted to follow my path, and I have young Aboriginal relatives. In my teens with them, they introduced me to didgeridoo. With didgeridoo, it opened up my world, and I knew that there was something more than normal societies living. So that triggered me on my journey that brought me to North America and around the world, and eventually to here in this spot with all of you. So,
well, I know you're across the province and across the country. You're famous to go around traveling across to many different festivals and playing in many different locations. Towards Eden is BC's first off-the-grid festival.
Mm-hmm.
How does that feel? Like, what's its relation to you?
This is probably the most special festival that I've ever been to, and that's saying something, because I've been
in your
to
entire
Burning
life?
Man. Yeah, only one other one that was semi off the grid, but they use generators and things. This is all solar and wind, and people on bicycles, and it's a magnificent thing to be a part of. It really is. And yesterday afternoon, when I was watching everyone juggling and hula hoops going and people on the bikes generating power, I thought this is the way the world, you know, is heading. Maybe we'll return to nature and live this more tribal life again.
What did you think coming towards Eden, and now that you have experienced it? Like, we've been talking about creating this festival for the past year.
Mm-hmm.
Ash has been talking about it, the creator has been talking about it every day for the past year.
Mm-hmm.
And building up to it, there was a lot of, well, complications of building a huge structure. Now that it's accomplished, has your viewpoint changed? How has this festival affected you?
Well, I think what's become clear to me is that something bigger than all of us has created this, and we're all been on our individual paths. You're from another part of the world to me, and I've got Persian friends here, and you know, African friends, and you know, from Paraguay and all over the world, and it's like we've all followed something within ourselves, some vision that we want to be a part of. And to me, arriving here in this weekend and looking around and connecting with everybody, it's made me realise that this is something bigger than all of us, and we're all just contributing to this vision, that it's showing us how we can live in harmony. So it's very special to me.
How do you see this festival influence our surrounding, our community? Like, this festival was meant to bring a change.
Yes.
A change to what was being done. Not necessarily, I don't want to use the word wrong, but not right. Like, how is this festival going to influence our province?
Oh, you know, if we take the viewpoint everything's energy and everything's connected, and that matter isn't really solid, then we see that every note I play or every word I say, everything's significant. We think we might be insignificant, but we're not. Every thought and feeling and action is contributing to change. It's reverberated all through the universe. So something like this, when people come together, that are living a vision that's been hoped for a long time on this earth, you know, it's allowing it. People have come here that are from the corporate world that have never seen this, and I was talking to them yesterday, and it's changed their life. So not only in the way that it affects the whole through the energy that we're putting out, but it's drawing people here that want to let go of their old life and start something new, and didn't know that it was here, that it's actually possible. So it's brilliant.
Are you going to come back for next year's Towards Eden?
Absolutely. I'll be here as long as I'm asked, and even beyond, whether I'm playing or not. I'd like to see this happen more and more, and you know, I'm extremely honoured and grateful, actually. It's been an emotional experience, to be honest, because it's something that I've hoped for and believed in all my life. I studied permaculture, and it was either music or permaculture, and didgeridoo and music took me off, but I knew one day I would come back to sustainable living again, and this is it.
And you were one of the first people Ash approached asking, you were one of the first people that supported him in this act, and now that you're here, it's incredible. I hope you get a chance to see all the fantastic workshops that are going. But thank you very much.
Thank you, mate. Thank you, Ronnie.
Okay, this festival feels amazing. From the start, the First Nations opening, where the elders sang and said that the earth remembers everything, just spoke to how I experience the earth. I love being here because there's not the sound of generators, there's the sound of people, and I feel like I'm in a village. And I'm with my musical family, and we get to share with a bunch of streams of communities that have come together. And I really feel like I'm remembering what it is to be human, to be truly human, to live with the land, to just have a small taste of like getting up in the morning and hearing children and hearing parents talking to their children in sweet ways, and being around trees and sky and watching people ride bicycles beside the stage to generate power is so awesome. Do you have any questions for me?
What have you learned here that you hadn't seen before that you can tell people?
That I haven't seen before. I don't know, I spend a lot of time in community and with the earth, so I think what I haven't seen before is like a whole weekend where I got to experience so much of being truly human. Community, family, living with the land, living with awareness of the land being alive and conscious and aware of us and feeling what we're doing and feeling what we're thinking. And grassroots people just taking a vision and manifesting it step by small step.
Did you say Navara at the beginning?
No.
Okay, why don't you say Navara?
Okay.
This is what I do. This is what I sort of resource kind of profile thing.
Okay.
A bit of a history.
Sure. So my name is Navara Franco, and I live in Vancouver, and I am a drummer and a dancer and a community builder. I'm really happy to be at Towards Eden Festival.
So Buckman Co, we're sitting in Towards Eden Festival after 1 year of anticipation. Could you please give us a description of what you're doing here and how you got here?
I'm enjoying myself. Is what I'm doing here. I'm being reconnected with nature and connecting with a bunch of friends.
You also perform, right?
I performed. Yeah, I performed yesterday, and it was beautiful to hear, my guitar, my voice, spreading through the valley here, all powered by the sun and wind.
You've played at other festivals before, and this is being run off the grid. How did it feel to perform off the grid as opposed to performing in like the media club like you did 2 nights ago? Like how does the vibration of this festival affect your music while you're playing?
Well, I think just being out of the city and being surrounded by the nature, the trees, the clean air has been really, really good. I find that just hugely energizing and clearing. And I think there's just a lot more prana for us to draw from out here. And in terms of performing, I love performing. There's so much energy just in performing, but being out here and getting just the added combination of the energy from music and the energy from nature and everything is really quite a beautiful experience, and really I think it heightens the power of music, especially the kind of people that are here. Really heightens the experience of music for me.
As a musician, how did you find the sound of the stages?
I've been really blown away by the sound, how good it is. Yeah. For my own performance, the sound on stage is, like a lot of stages on sound, you don't quite get the full experience. But I could tell the outside, like just on the stage, like on the floor and down the path, the sound is. I could tell the sound was really good. So yeah, hearing other people's shows has been quite wonderful because I think that the sound is actually quite tremendous. The bass is actually really, really good.
Are you gonna stick around for Adam Tate?
Of course.
All right, look forward to dancing with you on that dance floor, man.
Thanks, brother. Blessings.
So, Mr. Pepe Danza, could you please give us a brief about how you got involved with Towards Eden Festival and what you are doing here?
I guess at this point I'm kind of an elder in the tribe, you know. I've been in Vancouver for about, 24 years and involved in the musical scene and kind of what you would call the spiritual scene. And
What do you play?
wow, that will take a while. I have a collection of about 400 instruments, strings, percussion, winds. I've traveled all around the world gathering knowledge and instruments. So I have a very beautiful collection, but my sole instruments are the djembe drum from West Africa and the shakuhachi from Japan. But I've studied sitar and bansuri in India, and I've lived all over the place.
Well, as you just said, you've been around the entire world playing at different festivals. This being an entirely off-the-grid festival, how was the experience of this festival different from all the other festivals?
Completely different. You know, the festivals feel like festivals, and they're fantastic places to go play and celebrate and connect. This doesn't feel like a festival, it feels like a gathering, you know. There's really a feeling of tribe, a feeling of belonging, a feeling that everybody's family, you know. It's not just people coming, paying a ticket and getting some entertainment, you know. There's a higher purpose that's very palpable in the air and in everybody's attitude. So it's a gift to be here.
You were one of the first musicians Ash and Aaron, the producers, approached to play at this festival.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So you've been involved since probably the earlier stages of production. Within these past 10, 12 months, a year, how has the production of this festival affected you? And now that you're here on the day of, what changes?
Well, I got a super busy life and I've been traveling a lot, so actually once I agreed to participate, I haven't heard from Ash since. So I have the benefit actually in some way of having totally missed the process and seeing Ash's vision verbally, and all of a sudden, whoa, you know, how he manifested all of that is nothing short of a beautiful miracle. So I did not participate in the process at all. I just agreed to be here, and all of a sudden I showed up and it's like, my God, what an amazing thing they have created. And I feel very grateful to be here.
For a stage that's entirely off the grid, how does it sound as a musician? How does it sound to you?
Well, there were the expectable challenges in sound, you know, but the whole, it is not about perfection. This is about really showing up with our soul and receiving with our soul, and that just happens so big time that a mic here and there going off is not a big deal. But yeah, mics did go off here and there. Totally.
So thank you so much for
you're
playing
so welcome.
last night. It was absolutely a beautiful performance.
Thank you.
We all
You're welcome.
enjoyed it. And hopefully we might see you next year's Towards Eden Festival.
Hopefully. I'll be here.